Welcome to the February Maythorn Monthly from Alicante. Behind me is the castle of Alicante. If I move round, you should be able to see there's a view out to sea behind me. This month we're 300 kilometres further south than we'd normally be in Marina d'Or, but that doesn't stop me going up there using this video. Dipping into my video vaults, I can show you how we used to approach the Marina d'Or resort along the road along the seafront and over the Chinchilla Bridge. If you look closely, you can see the road bridges there. That was taken in August 2006, just before our apartment was finished, and then by 2012 it was gone. They took away the bridge, and between 2012 and 2013 we have various pictures from the archives showing no bridge at all over the River Chinchilla. A temporary boardwalk was placed along the beach for the pedestrians, and as it turned out, motorists were never to use that route again. So if you follow our pictures through until the ones we took last year in October, it shows you the latest position. The bridge has now been up quite a few years. It's a footbridge only, and already the wood is starting to deteriorate and needs a little bit of treatment. So that's what happened in the time we've been at Marina d'Or to the Chinchilla Bridge. The Chinchilla Bridge fully restored as a footbridge up at Marina d'Or. I'm down in Alicante, as I said, 300 kilometres south of there. I'm Brian number 1. I'm in Spain. So where is Brian number 2? Well, today I've come to Sopot in Poland. I have to stop and try and remember which country I'm in. We've come to have a cup of coffee. I know it seems a long way to have a cup of coffee, but we found a Costa that you might find quite interesting. So I suppose I must be Brian number 3, and I'm back in the UK, and the good news is we've got a sold sign again, although this is the third time we've had a buyer for our bungalow, and that doesn't necessarily mean the sale will go through, but let's hope it's third time lucky. Well, I hope it'll be third time lucky anyway. So what are we going to do while we're in the UK? Well, we're going to go down into Chester. And if you get off the train in Chester and you want to go and get a bus at the bus interchange, you tend to have to walk along a street called Brook Street. Now, it's a very international street where there are supermarkets selling food from all over Europe. And if you look at some of the pictures I've got, you'll see different countries listed, and you'll see a Bulgarian baker, and you'll also see a pierogi, a shop selling Polish dumplings. We had to have some of those, having just been to Poland. The dumplings have various fillings, and we bought a selection of these to take home, and the shop told us that we could either fry them or boil them. You get a darker brown colour, no doubt, if you fried them, but we decided to have them boiled, and they were very tasty indeed. So we've been eating pierogi in the UK, which is a Polish dumpling, but we bought it in Chester. I'm eating Russian salad in Spain. And we've sort of got a world tour ahead of us. What can we do next? On the Google timeline map, which keeps me up to date with where I've been over the years, it says I've been there's a little dot on Dublin, which I don't remember going to, but apparently in 2013 I flew there, and Google Maps told me this. But we've got a new dot on our map. All the usual UK and Spanish little dots are there, and the new one in Poland. Yes, a new spot. And so let's investigate the new spot in Sopot. It's the Sopot spot. It's a few hundred kilometres from the railway down to the beach. It's a long straight road. If you get in the right position, you can look right down it past the church, and you can get to the beach and then carry on in a straight line and go out to sea, because it's got a long pier at the end. But we had a reason to stop just halfway down. So I've just walked down the hill from where the Sopot sign is at the top, which is up by the railway. We got a train here today, and I've come down to this interesting building behind me here. On the way down, we were kind of stopped by various people trying to sell us their restaurant menus. That's the thing they do here in Sopot. They come out and try and drag you in to eat. We'll be eating later, but we are having a cup of coffee in Costa. And that building behind me is a kind of little shopping centre, but the main aspect of it is Costa, both to the left and to the right as you go in, and that's where we're drinking our coffee today. But have a look at the building. I've never quite seen a Costa this shape before. We had to take our turn at getting in front of the Costa building because everybody wants their selfie here. We got our shot in the end. After you ordered your Costa, you take a seat and wait for the buzzer to tell you the coffee's ready. And when you finish that, you can go out and get your cannabis products from the vending machine outside. Now then, how can we seamlessly transition from the beach at Sopot back to the UK, to the English Lake District and down to Bowness Lake? Well, I think the swans are going to take us through that one. I'm not going to add any music to this sequence because there's plenty of noise going on anyway. If you can hear above all the bird noises, there's a busker playing in the distance, and I can actually get a bit closer to him. And I'm leaving him to provide the music for this sequence around Lake Windermere. Here on the 16th floor of this tower block, we're only less than halfway up to the top of the building, and yet from here you get a magnificent view over the Mediterranean and Alicante Bay. Back in the background there you may be able to see the marina, lots of boats down there, and there's great places to eat and drink out, which of course is what we come away to these places for. It's about 16 years since I was last in Alicante, but there's still the same bar that I used to go in down there right on the waterfront and have a coffee. They do some great coffees here, and now they do carrot cake as well. They certainly didn't do that back then. There's also a number of restaurants and lots of boat trips to go on, mainly at the weekends this time of year. So great place to be, Alicante, and you can fly here very cheaply. Amazing what you can do with a selfie stick. This is the view going the other way, looking into the sun from our balcony on the 16th floor. Tonight I think we'll be sitting out here having a bottle of wine. Back in Poland, and I said we went to Sopot on the train, And while I was waiting for the train back to Gdansk, I filmed a few of the trains going through the station at Sopot. A number of different train companies operate in Poland, and your day ticket allows you to travel with one particular train company, but there seem to be lots of others passing through the station. I just want to remind you about a shop we just showed you down at Sopot Beach, where there was a bike cafe. This is a business that you can cycle down to the prom and park it up, do some business for the day, and then cycle it home again. Well, there's a number of cargo bikes and other types of e-bikes available, and my friend Neil has been refurbishing a cargo bike, a box bike he calls it, and he hasn't quite finished yet, but he's done a good job of varnishing up the wood. It's a little unstable, as this short road test or demonstration to show me how it performed shows that it needs a bit more weight in the front, so there's some seats to be added to this, and probably a few young children who'd like to be carried around in it. We'll leave this idea with you and show you a couple of the other ideas for e-bikes and cargo bikes that are about. Is on the back. We're back at Alicante, and as you can see, the layout is similar to many coastal resorts in Spain. We found this a bit similar to Tarragona, because you've got the sea, then the beach, then the promenade walk, and then you've got the road system. If you look carefully, you can also see a tram line, and we're not going to cover the trams this month. We'll return to those in next month's video. Looking back from the sea and across the road system, you will see that there are plenty of seafront apartments stacked up here, and on the hill behind is the Santa Barbara Castle that you've already seen. There's not many people on the beach this time of year, but then they're all supposed to wear masks if they're out there. The only place that you can take your mask off is in a bar, cafe, restaurant and so on. So if you look a little closer along the seafront, you'll see that's where everybody is. I'd gone to my property in Wallasey on the Wirral to tackle the ivy, which had eaten away the fence, and we took that down a few months back. I was a bit distracted here because I heard all this noise going on, and it was in the road behind where they appear to be putting up a dormer. In the meantime, inside I've been putting up these ceramic core heaters. They have a manual switch and a separate blank plate next to the switch, which contains a relay from which I can remote control the heaters. You may have gathered I'm into automation, and if I can just take you back to the apartment block in Poland where we stayed, the lights in the corridor come on as you walk through them, and this is not uncommon these days. I probably will want to integrate something like this into my Wallasey home. You'll also notice the murals, which are actually wallpaper. I think we'll have some of those as well. And finally, with my property spot, this is a former Conservative club in Bramley, Leeds. I bought it in 2006. Well, I didn't buy the building, I bought a flat in it, and mine is on the lower ground floor. I very rarely go back here to check on it, but there's been some decorating done inside the building, so I'd just gone to check on that. Behind the block is a row of terraced houses, and behind that is Bramley Park. And I flew the drone across Bramley Park, and here's a quick lesson, a mistake I made. If you're going to fly sideways, look up at the drone and find out where it is so you don't crash into a tree. So you either fly forwards and backwards, or you look up, or you fly higher than all the trees, and probably that's where you get the best view. This park has also got a football pitch, and at the weekends it's absolutely packed with people from, I guess, amateur leagues and clubs playing games there. Google Maps also tracked all the places I went to within a week when I had a rail rover. That's the places I went to, and the map of the ticket shows the actual rail tracks that I used. And the 4 and 8 day ticket for someone with a rail card at the time was costing me £55 for the 4 days, but it went up in the new year to £66. Still a good deal though. Alicante city centre is full of dual carriageways that have got large central reservations. They contain, for one thing, these trees which give you lots of shade in the hot weather. They contain children's entertainment, they contain little coffee huts where you can go and have a few refreshments, and all this was in walking distance of the apartment building that we stayed in up on the 16th floor. We arrived at night at the bus stop at Luceros, and there's more to tell you about Luceros, which I'll do next month, because that's now the tram terminus. But I really have to go now and finish off this bottle of wine. So good night, good day, and goodbye.